The wooden dummy cracks under furious blows. A teenage boy, sweat pouring down his brow, fists swelling from hours of relentless practice, refuses to stop. Every strike echoes like gunfire in a dim Hong Kong training hall. His eyes blaze with intensity, not of a student learning, but of a fighter daring the world to challenge him. But this boy wasn't yet the world's most famous martial artist. This was Bruce Lee, before the movies, before the legend, when he was just a hot-headed teenager, training under the quiet, unassuming master named Ip Man. And the story of their time together is far more dramatic and far more human than the myths ever told. Hong Kong, late 1950s. Bruce Lee was already a street fighter before he was a martial artist. By 13, he'd been in so many brawls that his parents feared the police would throw him into jail, or worse. So they sent him to the one man in Kowloon who had a reputation for discipline, precision, and philosophy, Ip Man, Grand Master of Wing Chun. Ip Man was no movie hero. He was quiet, thin, with a gentle manner that concealed years of experience in both survival and combat. Where Bruce was fiery, Ip was calm. Where Bruce was impatient, Ip was deliberate. From the very first lesson, Bruce knew this wouldn't be easy. The drills seemed simple: chain punches, stance work, wooden dummy practice. But they demanded something Bruce wasn't used to: patience. And patience was not his strength. Bruce wasn't an ordinary student. He was lightning fast, ferociously strong, and fearless. But he was also reckless. He wanted to jump to advanced techniques, to spar, to fight. Ip Man, however, demanded structure. Worse, Bruce's very presence in the school caused tension. Many of Ip Man's senior students looked at him with suspicion. His mother was Eurasian, and in the fractured world of 1950s Hong Kong, that mixed heritage carried a stigma. Some students outright refused to train with him. Ip Man faced a choice: expel the troublesome boy or quietly protect him. He chose the latter. Bruce was sometimes taught privately, away from the hostility of others. For Bruce, this wasn't just about martial arts. It was survival. If he failed here, he'd have nowhere else to go. But instead of breaking him, the rejection only fueled his obsession. He pounded the wooden dummy until his knuckles bled. He shadowboxed until dawn. He sparred anyone willing, challenging, provoking, daring. And soon, the dojo began to whisper. This wild teenager might just be the most dangerous fighter they had ever seen. Still, Bruce's raw talent clashed constantly with Ip Man's teaching. One story tells of Bruce demanding to learn Chi-Sao, the sticky hands exercise, the heart of Wing Chun's sensitivity training. Ip Man denied him, saying he wasn't ready. Bruce, frustrated, went behind his teacher's back, convincing senior classmates to spar with him in secret. When Ip found out, he didn't punish Bruce with anger. He punished him with silence. For weeks, Bruce was left out of lessons, forced to reflect while the others trained. For a boy addicted to motion, that silence was unbearable. But it worked. Bruce came back with humility, slowly absorbing what Ip had always tried to teach. Fighting wasn't about showing off. It was about efficiency, economy of motion, discipline of mind as much as body. For the first time, Bruce began to understand that martial arts wasn't just fists and fury. It was a way of being. Outside the dojo, Bruce's reputation was exploding. He tested his Wing Chun everywhere: back alleys, rooftops, schoolyards. He became known as the boy who would fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. One infamous fight nearly ended his training forever. After humiliating a local gangster's son in a rooftop duel, Bruce was hunted by thugs. His parents, terrified, begged Ip Man for help. Ip intervened, convincing Bruce to tone down his reckless challenges. But Ip also recognized something deeper: Bruce's relentless hunger for real combat. Where others practiced drills and stopped, Bruce wanted proof. Ip Man, though traditional, quietly admired that fire. And so, teacher and student developed a strange, unspoken bond. One calm and water-like, the other blazing and uncontrollable. As Bruce grew sharper, Ip Man began letting him spar more freely. Bruce's speed and aggression shocked even the senior students. He had a natural instinct to break rules, to punch when tradition said block, to kick when Wing Chun rarely used legs. Ip Man didn't scold him for this. Instead, he let Bruce explore, guiding without chains. He seemed to sense that this boy wasn't meant to follow a system forever. He was meant to create one. But Bruce never forgot who first channeled his chaos into form. Even as he began blending Wing Chun with boxing, fencing, and street fighting instincts, he still carried the essence of Ip Man's teaching. Direct, simple, no wasted motion. In 1959, Bruce's fighting spirit nearly got him deported. After yet another street fight, his parents sent him away to America. It was supposed to keep him safe, but it marked the end of his time under Ip Man. On the day he left, Bruce reportedly visited his teacher one last time. By then, Ip Man was already battling illness. He gave Bruce no dramatic speech, no grand blessing, just a quiet nod as if to say, "Go your own way." That silent farewell haunted Bruce for years. In America, he transformed, becoming the Bruce Lee the world would know, movie star, philosopher, and the father of Jeet Kune Do. But at the root of it all, beneath the cinematic kicks, the global fame, and the legend, was a young, fiery boy shaped by a patient, quiet man who believed in him when others wouldn't. Years later, Bruce spoke of Ip Man with gratitude, calling him the foundation of his martial path. And when Ip Man died in 1972, Bruce was already famous, but he grieved like a student losing a master. Because the truth is this: without Ip Man's discipline, there may never have been a Bruce Lee. And without Bruce Lee, the world might never have seen martial arts the way we do today. Not as rigid tradition, but as living, breathing, evolving expression. Bruce Lee once said, "Be water, my friend." Those words weren't born in Hollywood. They were born in a cramped Hong Kong dojo, under the quiet gaze of Ip Man, where a teenage rebel first learned that true strength wasn't rage, it was control. And that's the untold story of how a master and his student forged a legend forever. Because history never dies, it just echoes.